guys, my name is Eric, and you are a failure. Yeah, you. We're all failures. You've probably done things that you never thought you'd do, and you've probably been places that you never thought you would be. And now there you are, getting fat, drinking Oreo shakes, and watching Netflix all day. When all that time and money could be going to saving some lost, starving child, some other part of the world. So now your health and your body are sinking like the Titanic, and now every mistake you've made seems to be amounting to this giant pile of failure. But the truth is, everything you do will fail, no matter how hard you try. And here I'm talking eternally. We can all succeed by worldly standards, but even when every person you know bows down to your success, you're still a failure. Why? Because you are flawed. You have one thing wrong with you that makes you irreparable. And what can we blame it on? Sin. Because of that, we're like a broken flower pot. We just can't hold it together. Once that flower pot is broken, there's nothing it can do to fix itself. There's really nothing that we can do in order to take care of the sin or the broken thing we call life. But that's the beauty of it. God said to you,
I know the plans I have for you, plans to prosper you and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future.
Last year in 2014, I decided to abandon my career as a musician. After a bachelor's degree and after years of developing my craft in 7 different instruments, I said, you know what? That's it. I'm out. I'm getting an Oreo shake. Don't tell my wife. I literally Googled top 10 jobs in America and decided to withdraw loans to pay for an education based off of a statistic, a stupid number that people with limited creativity just made up. For music, I went into nursing, and now just after 2 semesters, I owe $12,000. What's worse is that I just stopped going to class because I literally hated my life. The topics were incredibly interesting, but I just couldn't get myself to care about my education anymore. I failed miserably. In less than a year, I shackled my wife to $12,000 of debt, and that's something that she's gonna have to pay for a really long time. I'm even embarrassed to tell my family because some of them don't even know that I'm not even in school this semester. So what's the point in all of this? Why am I even here? How can I hold any hope after all the mistakes I've made in my life? And how can any of us hold up after the complete mess-ups that we really are? Because we are not defined by what we do. People will applaud you and tell you how valuable you are based on what you do. But there's nothing that you can ever do that will ever increase your eternal worth. You are already so valuable. The status of your job will never define who you are in God's eyes. And that's a good thing because God loves you recklessly. He moved heaven and earth to make you, and He broke heaven and earth to redeem your brokenness. Now that incredible price tag that God paid for is not on your heart anymore, because He bought and paid for you. Every person that has ever lived has been deeply loved by God. And when you look at the Bible, you don't see a story about perfect people. Every single person had major flaws and made major mistakes, except for Jesus. You see, we're like a broken pot, but we've fallen off of a shelf. Now imagine Jesus walking into that store that sells nothing but dingy flower pots that are broken. Each one of us can't be useful anymore. So with a hole in His hand, Jesus goes up to the clerk and lays a fat check on the counter. And He pays for the whole store. And at this point, the clerk is looking at him like, you realize you just bought garbage, right? And Jesus replied, if I paid that much for it, you better believe it's not garbage. So now in the hands of God, we can truly become works of art and not just broken pottery. God picks up what's left of our mistakes and crafts something amazing out of His own beauty and glory. And after that, all of our mistakes are shaped into something that's beautiful and just impossible. And therein lies our encouragement for today. In spite of your brokenness, God still finds a way to be infinitely creative and love you in spite of your brokenness and all your missing pieces. He finds a way to rewrite your story. So no matter how much you've messed up, no matter how wrecked your life is, no matter how many Oreo shakes you guzzle each and every day, or how many things you regret about your life, God still loves you, period. Because God demonstrates His love for us in this: while we were still sinners, Christ died for us. While you were still broken and irreparable, Christ died for you. For you. For you. And now He wants to show off the impossible with you and demonstrate His powerful love through the story of your life in a poetic way. So yes, you're a failure, but you have a beautiful future. So thanks for watching this, guys. I'll see you later.